Now I request the Chief Guest of this function, Professor IIM Bangalore, to address the gathering.
It's a privilege to be sharing the dais with all of these people. Congratulations on my own personal behalf, RK, for founding a company, for being able to found the company in your hometown. Giving back to your hometown is not natural to a lot of people, and giving back economically back to your hometown, something that's commendable. All the dignitaries on the dais, all members of the society, members of the governance of the institute, faculty, students. I stand here to talk about what RK started, about being able to take risks, being able to do things, and being able to do things at speed, being able to do things at population scale. And quite a lot of times we look at entrepreneurs create value, entrepreneurs create wealth, where situations, and we are in a beautiful place and time where we as a society, we as a country have been able to create significant value. And what is it that we are going to do? We have been able to build what is called the Digital India. A Digital India, which is not just about making lives of Indians better, is also being able to transfer knowledge to the rest of the world. The world is looking at us for inspiration, and people who are about 20s, early 20s in this room, pat yourself on your back. You've been so lucky to have been born at this day and age, and you are going to be taking this idea to the rest of the world. So this is what we are going to talk about. I have a presentation here. The presentation is largely pictures. If you want to look at those pictures, you may basically get there. This talk comes about a combination of what we have done as the country, what a lot of other people in the country have been done, and what my own little contribution in this process has happened. So we are going to talk about transforming digitally. Who in this room does not have a phone? Who in this room does not have a smartphone? You're all become so this thing that it is taken for granted, right? 10 years ago, there would have been at least half the class, half this room would have gone up. 20 years ago, we would have been waiting in a waiting list to get telephones. I remember the days when my father got his telephone. If you had a telephone, there was a 1/6 rule for the education of people who are 20s here. If you had a telephone, which was one of the 6 criteria to have been eligible to pay income tax. If you had a telephone, you had to pay income tax. That's the country I grew up in. That's the country the majority of the people who are sitting in the front of this audience grew up in. The rest of the country are fighting with your parents that you want a telephone at 10, 11, 12 years of age. Parents are pushing back saying that wait for 14 to get a telephone. Right? You want our telephones at 11, at 12. Right? We grew up in a situation where we had to wait for a telephone. You had lawyers and doctors and all of those had priority lists for telephones. And if you owned a telephone, you had to pay income tax. That's the country that we came from, and that's where we have transformed. We have transformed significantly, and to a level, this kind of a picture would have been a utopian picture 15 years ago, 20 years ago. A laptop reaching a person sitting on a, katia, whatever katia is called in Kannada, right? On a jute bed, to be able to own a telephone, to be able to own a mobile phone. For a family to be able to use that, it's no longer a fancy device, right? Artificial intelligence is no longer restricted to white fields of the Bangalore. We will have semiconductors and everything all across this country, right? And we are all not immune to any of these. And this is one of those defining pictures of our approach to digital transformation. And when you talk about the architects of this digital transformation, they talk about a character called Rajni. A Rajni who was a lower middle class person in the early 30s, has just completed high school, is struggling to make her ends meet, but is not devoid of opportunities. She's, if she 1 month she can be off her job, but if she loses her job for 4, 5, 6 months, she will not be able to survive. 1 month she will survive. That's the kind of a person, and all of these products were originally made for that Rajni. And then they are percolating it down to people below her strata. Right? So I'll come back to how we have, as a country, been able to design products and services today. We've come a long way, right? That's a picture from Belagavi. What's the significant difference that you see between these two pictures from Belagavi? That's a Belagavi picture and there's a Bangalore picture. The public transport has changed significantly. It's no longer unaffordable for somebody to take an auto rickshaw. Right? Shared auto rickshaws, app-based auto rickshaws are no longer different. Right? It's easier for us to do it. And these app-based auto rickshaws, for a lot of time, at least for the first 15-20 years of when they entered this country, was dominated by American multinationals or funded unicorn companies, Olas and Ubers of the world. No, we have Karnataka government which has started a app. Taxi Owners Association, Auto Owners Association, Karnataka government have built this Namayatri app. And the ability to make this, the cost of making this Namayatri app is cheaper than the airfare from Bangalore to Belagavi. And this app gets every auto rickshaw fellow on the job, on the platform with a smartphone, and is devoid of all of those things that happen in the Uber and the Olas of the world. What's the problem? Why do auto rickshaws not got into Ubers? They take a huge commission, 30% of the income is gone on the commission. They decide your customer, they decide your price. Whether I take this customer or not, I have no choice. And therefore, when they cancel, the riders feel very annoyed. They decide the price. I can't decide the price. Namayatri removes all of these. There's zero commission to Namayatri. Namayatri is open and free. There's a bunch of volunteers who built the beacon protocol. The beacon protocol is available openly. Any one of you, including all the students here, if you can understand basic coding, you can reach the beacon protocol website, download the entire source code, make your own app. We can make a Belagavi app. And all it will take you is for about 3 hours to make one new app and get it installed in mobile phones in Belagavi. The government has allowed you to negotiate. The Namayatri app allows you to negotiate with the rider. The auto rickshaw fellow says that I want to go from here to here. The rider says I want to go from here to here. Uber will give you one rate. Now Namayatri says there are 5 auto rickshaw fellows. Each of these willing to go at different rates. One is going at 40 rupees, one is going at 44 rupees, one is willing to go at 55 rupees. The 55 rupee fellow is 7 minutes away. The 40 rupee fellow is 15 minutes away. You make a choice. Complete choice to auto rickshaws, drivers, complete choice to riders. And all of this is possible on a freely available code. And therefore adoption does not have to be traditional linear adoption. All this product innovation models that you will learn in school, in your college, in your institutions, MBA, talk about traditional products. These kinds of products where the source is open, is not patented, it is available for free, adoption can happen minutes. If you don't adhere to quality, entire dropouts can happen in minutes. The faster you adopt, the faster you let go. And therefore it is extremely important for us to be able to not only keep building but also ensure high quality. Right? So Namayatri is one of the great examples of the chief architect of the Namayatri app is a class 12 pass. He's not even an engineering graduate, he's a class 12 pass. And what has he done? He said, I have driven auto rickshaws in Bangalore city and I know the pulse of the drivers. I am making an app for the drivers. And built this entire thing in, and he can't speak coherent English. When we invite him to these things, he says, I will speak Kannada, I will translate. And the best part is we have somebody else who's built a beautiful app called Vashini. As he's speaking, it is being translated parallelly. You choose your language, it's being translated parallelly. Right? All of this is India, made in Bangalore, made in Karnataka. Right? It's not like San Francisco is calling. San Francisco is waiting to take Bangalore's content. Bangalore's not talent. Bangalore's products and services. Let's go further. This is about the payments. What has happened is, we have not built app, a transportation app, a payment app. What have we done? We built the plumbing. If you build the plumbing very well, right, we were talking about how do we build cities. You build the infrastructure first. The infrastructure is completely plug and play, like Lego blocks, you can plug anything. The India stack is built in a manner where you can plug anything into it. So the traditional, this is India stack payments solution, where I can do an electronic KYC. KYC is one of those major things. I need to identify who you are and continuously re-verifying whether you are alive and senile and you are the one who are using your account. I need to be able to connect your payments to who you are paying, authenticate your payments, to be able to make sure that you are paying the right person, not scammers, to be able to pay even micro amounts with no overheads, to be able to do immediate solutions. All of this is built on a single architecture. Right? We don't understand the backend that goes in making all of this happen. When you do the plumbing very well, the rest of the piping is very good. If your plumbing is bad, you put the best brands in the pipes, your water will leak, your pressure won't be appropriate. Right? So this is the plumbing that we are doing in this last 5-10 years. The last decade of India's digital has been getting the plumbing right. And therefore it is possible for us to take this to anywhere in the world, for any context, not just for payments, but for every single thing. Where did we start? We started with one 2013 economic survey report. If you haven't read this economic survey, please go to the internet, download this economic survey. If anybody is anywhere close to interested in digital transformation, India story, right? If you are a proud Indian, right? Professors of IMER, please make sure that they have a question on this in their exams, right? Please download this report. It's a 150-page beautiful report which talks about what is called as a jam trinity. Not the jam which is traffic jam, not the jam that you eat in breakfast. The jam is Jandan, Aadhaar and Mobile. Jandan, zero banking financial inclusion. Everybody needs to have a bank account. I need to have identity. I need to know who you are, what you are. And I need to be able to connect with you, be able to communicate with you on mobile phones. To be able to get all these three right. One of this is not right, can't work. If money has been sent to you, if money has been taken away from you and you don't know it, because you are not receiving notifications, you go into the bank once in 30 days to update your passbook, won't work. I need mobile notifications to you. If I don't have bank accounts, however much I want to give you money, I can't give you money because your husband will steal it away from you. Right? The Rajini's husband, most likely what the Bollywood and all those movies have told you is a tractor. Right? Rajini's son is possibly taking money away from her. So therefore we want to make sure that the money that we send to Rajini stays with Rajini. I need to identify her, not her mother-in-law, not her husband. I need to be able to make sure that she has a bank account, it is her, and she knows what is going on. This is the primary foundation on which everything else is built. Way back in 2013-14, economic survey, the Jan Dhan Aadhaar Mobile was built. From the Jan Dhan Aadhaar and Mobile came this great company. What did this company do? This company gave you data for free. Apart from anything else, whatever political affiliations, whatever you think of about capitalism, this company called Jio started the data price war. The price war on data began from here in 2016 when Jio launched this data for free. What it enabled is it enabled three big things. The first thing it enabled was it enabled electronic payments. Earlier people would not pay electronically. Even people like me, when we had credit cards, would write a check, put it in a Dropbox. I am spending cashless, but I am paying that cashless check using a paper. As data became available on the mobile phone, people were able to use that to do a variety of financial transactions. I was able to transfer money back to my parents. Remittances are electronic today, right? When people in Bangalore sending money back to their hometown in Bihar, they are now transferring electronically. Gone were the days in the 90s when if I had to transfer money to my father, I would have a privileged account, premium SB account, and I would apply for 2 debit cards. 2 ATM cards for the same account. One ATM card is my father, one ATM card is with me, and then my father would be able to withdraw money from there. Today we have ability to transfer money in seconds, in minutes. Another thing that came out is online orders, electronic commerce, home delivery. This electronic commerce and home delivery are two separate things. Electronic commerce is visibility of inventory and visibility of demand. Where is a particular good being available? Where is a person who is wanting it? That visibility of inventory was digital today. Because of the free availability of data, warehouses were absolutely digitized, demand was digitized, your Google search history was digitized, and we knew exactly where there is demand. And home delivery happened because the mobile phones became so cheap, data became so cheap that I could put a mobile phone in every driver's pocket. And what did that mobile phone in the driver's pocket told you? Where that particular fellow is. Tracking, live geo tracking. Live geo tracking enabled us to do 10-minute deliveries. Who needs a toothpaste in 10 minutes? If you've forgotten that you run out of toothpaste in the previous night, you deserve not to wash your mouth. No. I have been blessed with the digital capabilities that I will wake up in the morning, figure out that I don't have a toothpaste, I will order a toothpaste and I want the toothpaste to be delivered in 10 minutes. Right? I put the tadka on the stove, I want paneer in 10 minutes. All of this has become possible today, right? To the level of pandering, to laziness, carelessness, lack of planning. We are pampering all these fellows with all of this, primarily because we have been able to build the infrastructure where we could geolocate every single vehicle. And we are locating every vehicle, every driver with the mobile phones. Remember, mobile penetration is extremely important for us. So that is where these three things happen. Inventory visibility, geolocation, instantaneous transfer of value. Then happened, we said, why only transfer of money between people? We will do transfer of money between governments and people. Direct benefit transfer. Long ago there was a Prime Minister who said that only 17% of our, for every rupee transferred, only 17 paise goes to the final beneficiary. Right? No. Every 100 rupee transferred, 115 rupees go to the beneficiary today. Not 100, 115. Why? Because all of these electronics give you cashbacks, rewards. These companies want your behavior and therefore they are rewarding you with cashbacks and rewards. the amount of benefits that we have had on direct transfer, right? Ujjwala scheme and variety of other things, scholarships, teachers' positions, pensions. Old age pensions is something that is exceedingly important. There used to be I think this thing is still there, that you need to prove to the bank that you are alive every year. Life certificate, right? Now we are very soon digitizing the life certificate. To be able to get the pension was a monthly, harrowing experience for the pensioners. And the pensioners are the ones who actually need the money. But who is taking the money? Somebody else is paying the EMI based on the pension. The son or daughter has actually built one big marble house in Whitefield and he is taking away her father's pension. Right? It is important for us to do direct transfer to pensions, to LPGs, to be able to do ration cards. The amount of fake ration cards that we have been able to eliminate. Pahel, right? Kerosene, employment, rural employment guarantees, right? Direct benefit have cleaned up the system so much that the trickling down, economic wealth will trickle down to the people. No, it doesn't trickle down, it flows to the people, like a river, not like a drop of water, right? Next slide please. So, at the end of it, what is the base? What is the concrete? Aadhaar, QR code, and therefore I can do digital documentation. You don't need to carry your driving license today. I have travelled all the way from Bangalore without carrying a single rupee of cash. I don't need my wallet. All I have is my digital identity. I have my Aadhaar card stored in my mobile phone. Right? I don't need to carry anything. I don't need credit card, debit cards today. Digital documentation. What is my 10th grade marks? It's available in DigiLocker. DigiLocker is not a private storage. DigiLocker is an authentic, sovereign, government guaranteed cloud storage. And all I need to do when a policeman stops me, pull out DigiLocker, it is authentic. It is more authentic than the card. The card can be tampered with. The DigiLocker cannot be tampered. A DigiLocker driving license is far more authentic than a card driving license or an insurance copy. Right? We are moving towards that. And you must have heard all of these newspaper reports, politically motivated statements that Aadhaar is tampered with. Everybody can get an Aadhaar. In a lot of places, there's only one Aadhaar center, it can be tampered. The Aadhaar database cannot be tampered because that's biometric. The Aadhaar card can be tampered. You know why does the Aadhaar card get tampered? Why do we need a card? When the country first started Aadhaar, the card was not even envisaged. All that was envisaged is we will give you a 12-digit number. You write down your 12-digit number in your palm. You write down your 12-digit number somewhere. This original identification of a card print was not even envisaged. But remember when you go to a travel train, when you get into an airport, what is the CASR, what is the railway platform going to ask you? Show me a paper. Why? Because he does not have the wherewithal to take your number and verify whether you are you. That requires investment. So therefore what do? We said, okay, let's do a 12 rupee. It costs 12 rupees to print one Aadhaar card. Let's do 12 rupee prints and give you the print. All of this frauding happening when we do paper. When we do pure digital, there is no fraud. At the core, back end, it's not fraud. The paper can be tampered. So therefore, as we move from paper to digital, it's completely tamper-proof, completely transparent. Next slide, please. Not only that, it's also transforming businesses. You don't understand the speed with which FASTag has done this. When the FASTag was rolled out, it was such a mess. You needed a FASTag today, tomorrow, next day, 1 week. Every car. Think about it logically. If every person can be identified by a 12-digit number, why can I identify every car with a number? The FASTag is a Aadhaar card for the car. Your Aadhaar card is connected to your bank account. The car's Aadhaar card is connected to your bank account, your wallet. Simple. It's an Aadhaar card for the car. Can I create an Aadhaar card for every single thing? Every single device, every single transaction? Can I create an Aadhaar card for your loan account and connect it to your bank account to connect it to your Aadhaar card? Can I connect an Aadhaar card to your 10th grade mark sheet? All I need to do is to identify every single artifact. The moment we are able to identify a FASTag with the GST, we have simplified the taxation structure and we now have e-way bills. Right? I've lost track of how much money this system of FASTag, GST and e-way bills have saved in logistics and transformation, business transportation. But by the end of 2022, we are talking about 5 lakh crores of money saved for private businesses just waiting at the border to tell the check post fellow that this is this goods. What is in my truck? The check post fellows are asking you what is in your truck. To answer what is in my truck, I was waiting. That waiting time saved because of the e-way bill is 5 lakh crores of rupees till end of 2022. I'm sure it's more than 7 lakhs today. It's exponentially growing as GST continues to grow, as inclusion continues to increase. And all of this is happening because we've been able to provide Aadhaar number to a business. Every business has an Aadhaar number. What is the Aadhaar number for the business called? A GST number. Aadhaar number for the vehicle is called a FASTag. Aadhaar number for the goods is the e-way bill. Unique identity enables transactions, seamless transactions. Next slide, please. You seen this? Bangalore, Digiyatra, unique identity for your face. I don't even need to do anything else, right? I'm sure very soon Belagavi will also be part of this. Belagavi airport will also be part of Digiyatra. You don't even need to carry a physical copy of your boarding pass, right? The face is your boarding pass. You can just walk through, right? There is this rectangular things that is coming up. Those rectangular things are your face cameras, and it will authenticate with your Aadhaar. And what happens is this is actually faster than a fellow who is looking at your card and matching your face. Right? For every 3 persons who pass through Digiyatra, 1 person passes through a CISF. It's faster, it's efficient, and it's tamper-proof because it's connected to your unique identity. Next slide. And this is coming in every part of life. You heard of this COVID certificate? You know what happened in the rest of the world? Rest of the world people did not know what certificates they had. Germany was struggling to vaccinate 3 million people. They did not know. They had supply of 5 million vaccines. They had 3 million citizens eligible for vaccination. And you know how long it took them? It took them 90 days to give 5 million vaccines to 3 million people. And a lot of vaccines expired. A lot of people did not get their vaccines on time. And we are talking about 2 billion doses. And how did that 2 billion doses happen in 12 months? Because we are able to connect our vaccine to the databases, to the plumbing that we've had. The plumbing was very good, the identities were very good. CoWIN took all of 11 days to make. The portal, the application took 11 days to make. Another 8 days to make the mobile app. First 11 days, web app. Next 8 days, 19th day, we had the mobile app ready. Globally, when you travel, you carry this QR code, right? The QR code tells you anybody, not only India, any airport, anywhere in the world, any hotel in the world. And I was traveling extensively late 2022. when pandemic was just receding, they were amazed at how quickly that was able to get the authentic certificate. We had no spelling errors, no name errors, and the best part is, if you are a COVID authorizer, you are actually able to get a photograph. The other photograph would also appear. So I am not carrying somebody else's COVID certificate. Right? And now we are taking that to B2B businesses. When you buy things on Amazon, Amazon chooses who you buy from. There is a limited choice for you to choose which seller. Limited choice, actually no choice, on who will deliver it to your home, the delivery partner. The business has very limited choice who will take it from their warehouse to the Amazon's warehouse. What we call that as closed network digital commerce. We move it into an open network where everybody has every choice. I want to buy a particular item and I know it is produced in Belagavi, but Amazon will not give me Belagavi. Amazon will possibly give me somewhere else. Right? In fact, there were times when I was ordering things on Amazon. Amazon would pick up from Bangalore, South Bangalore, will take it to the distribution center in North Bangalore, and then bring it back from North Bangalore to South Bangalore. Had it been delivered from the producer's warehouse to my location, it would have happened in 1 hour. But because it was Amazon centralized, it went to their central warehouse in Bangalore and came back. There have been times when publishers from Bangalore, the books have gone to Gurgaon, Sona warehouse, and come back from Sona to Bangalore. And it took 7 days. And they said, oh, we are happy to give you free delivery. Thank you for free delivery. You could have done this with low cost. Beyond the cost, who is bearing the cost? Who is bearing the cost of climate change? How much is this transportation costing anybody? Somebody is paying for it, no? This entire transportation of a book from Bangalore to Gurgaon and Gurgaon back to Bangalore. Right? All of this is completely open, ONDC, again based on the beacon protocol. The same software that runs Namayadri. If I can find an auto rickshaw for you, I can find a shopkeeper for you. If I can find an auto driver who is willing to go from point A to point B at a price, I can find a delivery partner for you who can pick it up from there and give it to you at a particular price. Same philosophy. Discover people who have the capabilities and who are willing to do something. Same principle, ONDC. Right? Now this is not just India. Next slide. Right? This is how open networks have evolved. We started from basic desktop internet to connected internet to consumer e-commerce, hyper-local commerce, where we want things 5 minutes, 10-minute delivery to open networks. Small retail shops. You see those kinds of kirana shops? There's a time when people said that these Amazons and Flipkarts would kill these shops. Organized retail is going to kill. No, these shopkeepers have become more profitable because of all of these. Why? With ONDC, these fellows have increased their volume, have increased the variety of goods that they can sell, and sell more frequently. What is the big problem with these guys? These guys have very limited shelf space. Do you see the shelf? Each of these shelves? How much of the shelf in volume is being covered? Every shelf? 75-80%? Have you ever seen next time you go to a kirana shop, go find how much is it getting filled up? If you go from the top, it's 100% filled. Keep going down to the bottom. Do you see at the bottom what is going on? It's less filled. Right? These fellows make money by filling their shelves and being able to turn around faster. Velocity matters to them. They make money on velocity. They make money on not saying no to you. You go to the neighborhood shopkeeper and say, give me something, he will never say no. Sayankala Banni. Right? Sayankala Banni, he will get it for you from somewhere and he knows exactly where it is. Imagine that is being done digitally. Now this is being by his network. The Sankala Bani is done digitally, and it lands up to you not Sankala but Madhyana. Right? That is what ONDC will be able to provide you with visibility of inventory. Next slide please. Improves quality, improves understanding of customer journeys, improves efficiency, speed of response, test, right? Not promoting ONDC, I am talking about how the plumbing helps you build great, reliable products on the top. Next slide please. Just take it, okay? What is unified about this? UPI, no, all of you know UPI, right? What is unified about this? Bharat Pay to Phone Pay, Phone Pay to Google Pay, Google Pay to Paytm, Paytm to Beam, anything to anyone. Unified. Receipt, payment. Only payment, no receipt. The payer has to act, the recipient has to passively remain. The recipient doesn't have to do anything. It's a payment only. And it's an interface. It's not a bank. It's not a money holder. NPCI, the company that runs the UPI, does not take any money. It is not one bucket, takes money from here and gives money here. Unlike a Visa card. Visa card takes money and gives it to somebody else. He doesn't take the money. He only provides you the interface. He provides you a platform. You come here, you guys talk to each other, figure out how to pay. Thank you very much. All in milliseconds. Matchmaking, transaction enablement in milliseconds. Right? That's what the UPI does. UPI does not take money. UPI does not take money and give money. Only payment, no recipient. Recipient does nothing. That's why all these scams that you read in the newspapers is about, I am giving you money, you give me OTP. To take money, you do nothing. You OTP only to pay money. That's why it is not unified money interface, it's unified payments interface. Next slide. And where has it reached? It has reached all kinds of places. Right? Not only this. Click one more. This is from last week. Professor is saying, he's a professor of artificial intelligence who became a minister. Professor is saying, has been talking about, it can't happen. 2 years ago, he said it can't happen. Right? It was fate accomplished for India and Bangalore to take him to this Madiwala market and make him buy vegetables. We made sure he carries his vegetables back. The fascination was not just about how it does it. The fascination was about that sound box. Have you heard of the sound box? How much does the sound box cost? 180 rupees. What is the sound box? It announces to the shopkeeper, received 200 rupees payment. Imagine this chart fellow, imagine this vegetable fellow, 30 fellows are buying things. People are paying, people are saying that I paid, one fellow's network is slow, one fellow's network is fast, one fellow is showing one tick mark, one fellow is showing one something else. I don't know what is going on. Who has paid how much money? The sound box, he is busy with his goods, he is making chart. You expect him to unlock his mobile phone and see how much money he received? The sound box enabled equivalent of a cash receipt. Actually, is easier than a cash receipt. No need to provide change. Right? Look at the ease with which we have been able to provide that. The sound box is actually a bigger innovation than the UPI. The fellow does not even need arithmetic. Right? 87 rupees and he gives you a 100 rupee note, how much do I return? Arithmetic. For somebody who is in a stress, 20 customers are waiting in front of me, 100 minus 87, I have to do this math. No. Sound box. No need to do arithmetic. Lives have become simpler. Right? And this is the power of what we have been able to do, and all of this is happening in our own country, in our own backyards. Right? The sound box is made from one city which is not too far away from here in Maharashtra, Kolhapur. Yeah, next thing please. So what has changed? How do we watch cricket matches? This is how the 2011 World Cup was watched, and this is what the 2019 World Cup was watched. What is going on? Personalized, unique, individual experience, customized experience. The shopkeeper hasn't left his shop. He's still serving his customers and he hasn't missed a single delivery. When the 2011 World Cup happened, everybody left their shops and went to the television shop. Productivity loss. Right? Dhoni hit that famous six. The country lost productivity. Today, right? Thankfully, when Virat Kohli will hit that six, or somebody hits that six to win the World Cup for India in 2023, none of you want that to happen. Should, no? Yes. When that happens, we will all be in our, not losing our jobs, not leaving our customers behind, continue to be personalized and still be enjoying that experience. Right? Now we are focused on, all this is at the first billion. The first billion of the world. The 7 billion people in the world, the top 1 billion people. Now the focus is on the next billion. Just go one step back. Yeah. The second billion is looking at credit. A lot of these small businesses are struggling with credit. How much money? They have great business ideas. They need angel investors, they need initial creditors, they need initial capital. Right? They have the professors to tell them that, take the risk. They need the backers to give them the money. Can we enable credit in an open manner? Do I know everything about you? I know your GST, I know your Aadhaar number, I know your bank account. Right? Why should I need a collateral to give you credit? If you have a degree, you have a nice MBA degree, a bankable MBA degree, you have job offers in hand, can you not use that as a collateral and give you risk capital? Right? That's what we are going into, what is called as OCEN, Open Credit Enablement Network. Open Credit Enablement Network gives you credit based on projections of your cash flows rather than your fixed assets or wealth. If you go to a bank today, they will ask you, what fixed assets do you have? How many cows, how many buffaloes, how many houses, how many acres of land, how many pump sets? OCEN will give you, what degree do you have? What is your earning potential? Right? Just simple thing. Every money is received with chat fellow. All money is received through UPI. Do I have his cash flow statement? If I had access to his mobile phone, if I had SMS access, I can regenerate his cash flow. Based on his cash flow, can I give him credit? Why do we need to validate whether he has a house or not? He's an excellent cash flow. Can Swiggy tell me that this restaurant is selling beautifully well? Can I take Swiggy's word for it that the restaurant is very popular? Is a banker qualified enough to say that this masala dosa, this benne dosa is the best benne dosa? Or is Swiggy data more reliable? Or which is the best bende dosa? I will take the Swiggy word for it rather than a banker, right, who has no idea of bende dosa. Right? That is what Oken does. Flow-based credit. Because we have the data for it. I talked about the translation, instantaneous translations, Bhashini. Bhashini translates 30 languages live. If you had installed Bhashini on this computer, there could be a separate room where my talk is being live translated into Kannada language with a 30-second delay. So somebody else in the room, in another room, is hearing the same speaker live in Kannada language. If you had invested a little more infrastructure, have headphones, each one of you can be hearing it in your own language. Right now there are 19 languages available on Bhashini, live translations, voice to translation, not even typed text to translation, voice to translations. It's going to 30 by the end of December. We'll have 30 Indian languages on Bhashini. And Bhashini will become B2B. We will have ATMs which will talk to you. We have people who are very intelligent and smart but illiterate. We have people who do not want to touch. People listen, people converse, they want to chat. So we will have ATMs who will talk to you. Like the sound box talks to the vendor, you will have ATMs which will talk to you. You don't have to stop the bus and say, Jayanagar Ogota. The bus will talk to you. You don't need a person to tell you. Right? Bhashini will integrate into devices, into software, into broadcast systems. You can listen to NDTV in your own local language. The NDTV is in English or Hindi, but you will be able to listen to it in Marathi and Assamese. Like, install it on your computer, you will be able to do that. Right? Bhashini is the next big, again, back from the same plumbing, same data sets. And lastly, we've been able to get this unified logistic interface. Unified logistic interface puts everything together, tracks people, tracks vehicles, tracks goods. On an average, non-ULIP goods take at least 7 days to go from Bombay to Delhi, the biggest freight corridor, Bombay-Delhi. If you put it on a truck, it takes 7 days. You integrate the entire system on ULIP, 7 days becomes 2 days. If transshipment times come down to 2 days, 750 kilometers an hour, 750 kilometers a day, right? Imagine the productivity gains. Our entire ecosystem will produce much more faster. Right? The productivity gains in the economy is going to be much more exponentially higher. And that's exactly why the rest of the world is looking towards us. Right? Any of you saw this? Do you know what is this? This is phone-based transactions. All of this is not just small numbers. This is only Q2 2023. Right? Q2. July, August, September 2023. It's not even complete September. It's not full Q2. We're not end of Q2. We're still 15 days away from Q2 end. How many transactions have happened on UPI? Only on PhonePe. PhonePe transactions. Right? Look at the payment value, 22,000 crores, 23,000 crores. We will 25,000 crores of transactions on UPI on only one PhonePe. PhonePe has 45% market share. So the country's UPI transaction is 50,000 crores. And India is a poor country. Average transaction value, we keep talking about 5 rupees, 10 rupees vegetable vendor. The bull, this one, this thing, average transaction value is 1,500. Which means 50% of transactions are more than 1,500. When we say arithmetic average, 50% is less than 1,500, 50% is more than 1,500. We are not doing UPI for some casual chart only. We are doing UPI for serious business transactions, right? Serious, meaningful commercial transactions, and it is here to stay. Next slide. I'm going to leave you with this last slide in terms of your thought process. I think I've exceeded my time beyond, way beyond. When you get some passionate people, you have to live with this. Any digital application that you think of it as in 3 layers. When we say Uber works only when Google Maps work. Google Maps work only when GPS works. Imagine one day when GPS decides to do a planned maintenance. Today GPS is shut down. When GPS shuts down, what will happen? To the world, to the country, everybody shut down. Planes can't fly, ships can't navigate, right? Nothing will happen with GPS. Google Maps takes a shutdown, right? The GPS equivalent, I'm just giving it from an instance, there's a base infrastructure which is open, public, available for everybody. On top of it, there's an interface network. On top of it, I build the applications. Gone are the days where one company built the application, interface, and the infrastructure. Today, people are discovering that I let the private sector, let interested parties do private infrastructure. They will create gated communities. The benefits will not flow to the second, third, fourth billion people. The benefits will only flow to the first billion people. If I want to take benefits to the second, third, fourth, fifth billion, I need to make sure that the infrastructure is public. And India, your India, the 25-year-olds for you, specific message for all of you, your India is building infrastructure. Our India was busy building products. Your India is busy building infrastructure. And that is why the world is looking at India for the future. Economics 101 taught you wealth will trickle down. Wealth is not trickling down. We know that for so many years, capitalism, socialism, every ism, wealth is not trickling down. Let's do one thing, let's raise the floor. All that we are doing is, we are raising the floor. Don't wait for the wealth to fall, let's take the floor. Right? And all of this infrastructure building is about building population scale, implementable at speed. Thank you very much. Is there some time for questions or something? No? Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir, for educating us on making.
This function, Shri Anant Madiliji for presidential remarks.
Thank you, Professor Srinivasan, for such an enlightening talk. I never expected that so many things are involved in my mobile phone. As a lawyer, I use it for my court cases and to see if my client has paid me money or not. I never knew about this IPS, that is the payment and all these things, what intricacies you went into. I'm really shocked and surprised, and as a lawyer with 40 years experience and as a senior counsel, my way and my colleagues were all lawyers here. We think in a different way. For us, when the money jingles in our pocket, yes, I'm happy my client just got the money. But this did make a lot of difference. And payments became very easy. I'm standing outside the court, I'll go inside and argue, why did you send me the money? There is no question of giving a check which will bounce and then I will again give him a notice, your check is first, all those days are all gone. Thanks to all this modern, after our Chandrayaan landed, I read one fantastic message. They said, in NASA, full of Indians are the scientists who are helping America send the space shuttle to the moon. Whereas in ISRO, there is not a single foreign scientist, only Indian scientists are. See, that sort of an information was amazing, and I was wonderstruck. And when I saw the TV with all the scientists there, I'm trying to look out for one American face or one European face. I'm not finding anybody. And when you showed me the slide of the German minister standing there and carrying vegetables, I said, this is India. One day we are going to make him do some, we will, Navratri and all this, we'll have to do, make him do Vrata also, we'll be able to follow our Vrata. That's where we are reaching and where we are coming. All this is due to, as the comparing Lakshmi, the first sentence of today she read out was of Swami Vivekananda, educate the masses to build a nation. That's that girl read out that as the first, and that struck my mind. Education, you provide education. Educate the masses and to build a nation means, if entire Indian population is educated, then there is no unemployment. There will be no unemployment, sir, because every one of us will be educated. And that is what kept on, I kept on thinking about what this girl said. It kept on playing in my mind, and added to that, sir, now I'll also have to thank Mr. K Patil. I'm coming to that. One more thought crossed my mind, and that is, educate the masses to build a nation and build wealth in the country. So, because everything revolves around money. Now, whatever you explained till now, every app revolves around money. Whether it is Google, this, that, or UPA, Paytm, GPay, or whatever it is, everything revolves around money. Therefore, sir, we have to build our wealth. Now, sir, to build our wealth, for instance, Mr. K Patil, sitting here from Belagavi, his responsibility, sir, is building what is known as brand Belagavi. People like him are building brand Belagavi. Sir, I have said many times in my speeches, when I hear the category of A class city, B class city, C class city, I feel very hurt that there is no class. All cities are the same class. Whether infrastructurally you are big or you are small, it does not make a difference. Because I have always been quoting of the example, the highest sold helmets in Bangalore when I see are Vega helmets which are manufactured in Belagavi. There are so many aeronautical parts and space parts, sir, which for Chandrayana was developed in B class city like my city, that is Belagavi. Why do we call it B class city? We are no longer B class city at all. This is how, sir, our nation is building, and it is going to build. Now let me say, sir, what is this that person, an entrepreneur like, or a company like Mr. K Patil? He is not only from GIT, which we are very proud of. I also thank the Indian Air Force. Now, what has the Indian Air Force got to do with him? He was a flight lieutenant in Indian Air Force, and he was working in Hepal, Indian. I also thank Indian Air Force Hepal station for one more reason. Do you know what it is, sir? My wife comes from there. Give me a wife. She's Air Force officer's daughter who was stationed in Hepal, where you were the flight lieutenant. So their residential quarters was there. So Air Force gave me a wife also. So that's the result. Then, sir, person like K Patil, his parents are here, his proud parents, they are so happy. Namaskara, namaskar. And his wife is here. She's also having a big smile. But he has provided employment to 200 engineers. That's what I asked him. I didn't know till I inquired. 100 in Belagavi, 100 in Bangalore, where he has got his office next to Taj residency. See, these are people who are employing engineers, giving employment to 200 engineers, and that is how we are building up our, what do you say, wealth. It's coming in. So we are not depending on any foreign companies or any foreign things. We are our own local, our own heroes are building up employment, and with help of Professor Venugopal and things like that, who have guided him, guiding forces like this. You are all the wealth we have, sir. We have so much of wealth like you in our country. Now, I'm not going to talk for long because after the enlightening speech of Srinivasan, mine, I do not want to bore all of you. But one thing I would like to say about failure. He spoke about failure, and two, the market value for a person who gets 50,000 or 1 lakh per month is very high in the bride market. Now, I'll give you an anecdote. Sir, maximum failure is faced by lawyers. First 10 years of your profession as a lawyer, we do not earn it. And we presume so many things in life. When a client comes to me, I'll be thinking he has no case at all. But when I start arguing his case, to his luck or I do not know from where, I may get a fantastic idea which I may portray to the judge, and the case where he is going to fail, he will win. And regarding the bride market, let me tell you, my father was a lawyer, my grandfather was a lawyer, and I have quoted this anecdote, I have narrated many times. My mother is from Sangli, my father is from Belagavi. My father was a lawyer, so he wanted to get married. And what was his income? No 50,000 pay scale and all during those days, and no corporate companies existed. Then he went and he fell in love with my mother when he saw her. Then he went and met my grandfather. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮಗಳ ಜೋಡಿ ಲಗ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂತಿದ್ವಿ. ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳಪ್ಪ, you want to get married, no problem. ನೀ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ ಆಯುಷ್ಯದ್ನಾಗ? my grandfather asked him. ಸರಿ, ನಾವು ವಕೀಲ್ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಅದಾಗ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಹೇಳೋಪ್ಪ ಅಂತ. Means this is the kind of a treatment lawyers had said. I hope you understand what I said. You may be a lawyer, but what is it that you do for your stomach? So failures is something which should not deter us. And if you think you are going to get a beautiful girl because of your pay packet, then it is not because of you, but because of your pay packet you are getting her. And if someone gets a bigger pay packet, he will get a better wife than you. Or she may move on to him. You can never predict. My wife is a divorce lawyer, so she keeps on informing me as to why people are taking divorces. This pay packet plays a very important role in lives, because if she'll be working with her boss in the country, IT, and he'll be earning a very high pay packet, and she'll be very impressed by his dress, the way he talks. She doesn't know when he goes home, he'll be washing his wife's sari also. But in the office, it's a different atmosphere, where she would love to shift from this husband to that husband, or she may not even require a husband at all because of this pay packet. Things are changing quite a lot, sir, like your UPI system in personal lives also. Because now GPay, UPI and all that are very convenient to get wives also these days. And you showed, sir, how many million transactions crores are taking place. How do you know how many are not there in regarding to matrimonial transactions? What are Sir, and another thing, last thing I would like to tell, especially because of the students and because of the entrepreneur like K Patil and our chief guest, let me tell you one thing. Don't bother about failures is what he said is fantastic, because in Bangalore, we have also had a member, he was a member of our society till recently, by name Shri. In Bangalore, he started an industry called as Ace Designers or Anupam Engineering. Today he has purchased entire Kirloskar properties have been purchased by him. And he started his registered office in my garage. Only 3 engineers, Sate, Machado and Srinivasan. And Mr. Ram Mandare, who is himself an industrialist sitting here, a very famous industrialist, knows about it. These 3 people started their industry in my garage, sir, where I used to remove my car and scooter, and then they would work whole day. And what would they do? I wonder what is crazy things they are doing. One board and keep on writing and writing, scribbling and scribbling. They were mechanical engineers. They were design drawer. Today, is the number 1 CNC manufacturing factory or company in India. CNC machines, I think, are computer machines, something which I may not know exact full form, but I know that he manufactures CNC machines. And he's got thousands of employees, but yet he believes in Vastu or whatever it is. His registered office still today is my garage. So my car is very lucky that it's parked there in such a registered office. So what I'm trying to tell the students here is, don't bother about any negativity. Believe and do what you believe in. You believe in something, like Mr. K Patil believed in something, people did not encourage him, people did not finance, Yet he followed his dream and belief, and today he is successful. Congratulations to you, sir. Fantastic work. And people like you are the role model for students who are sitting here, especially the young students. And what is the message you are conveying, sir? Never be disheartened in life. Be very bold, be honest, be straightforward, and follow your convictions. That's all. Follow your convictions, and one day you will reach where you may not even know you are going to reach. Thank you very much. All the best.
Thank you, sir, for your encouraging words.
Director KLS IMER to propose the vote of thanks.
Good evening, everybody. It's my privilege and a pleasant duty to propose the vote of thanks for the 33rd Foundation Day of KLS IMER. On behalf of IMER, I would like to express my deepest gratitude to all the esteemed individuals who have made this event a grand success. First and foremost, I would like to extend my heartfelt appreciation to Shri Anand Mandi, President Karnataka Law Society, for gracing us with his presence and delivering his presidential remarks. Sir, thank you very much. I must mention our deep sense of appreciation to our chief guest, Professor R. Shrinivasan, Professor of Strategy and Chairperson PGP IIM Bangalore. Sir, we are truly grateful for your kindness and for accepting our invitation. Your talk has ignited hope and inspiration among Belagavites and the industry at large. Your presence here today has been a great honor for us. Thank you so much, sir. I would like to express our sincere gratitude to Shri K Patil for accepting our felicitation as Entrepreneur of the Year 2023. Sir, your achievements, your success story have been a great inspiration to our students, our staff and well-wishers. We wish you continued success in all your endeavors. Thank you, sir. I would also like to express our gratitude to guest of honor, Shri Pradeep Saukar, Chairman Karnataka Law Society, Shri Vivek Kulkarni and Shri S.V. Ganachari, Secretaries Karnataka Law Society. Your regular support, guidance and advice have been vital to us. Thank you very much, sir. I would like to extend our thanks to the board members of Karnataka Law Society, Shri Ram Bhandari sir, Vice President KLS, Shri M.R. Kulkarni sir, Shri Uday Kalkunrikar sir, Shri P.G. Bhatkunri sir, Shri Raj Balgamkar sir, Shri Prashant Kulkarni, Madam Ujwala Mandi for their gracious presence and continuous support. A special word of thanks goes to Shri R.S. Mutalik, Chairman GC KLS IMER, for his constant support and guidance. Sir, your leadership has been instrumental in shaping the success of our institute. Thank you so much. I would also like to express my gratitude to the members of Gopte family, family members of K Patil and his associates for their contribution to this event. Your presence and support has been instrumental. Thank you. I would like to thank our friends from industry and business for their gracious presence. I would like to express my gratitude to the heads of institutions, faculty and students of KLS Institute for attending the function. I thank members of press and media for their coverage and support. Your presence and cooperation have made this event a grand success. Thank you. A special thank goes to students team for their efforts in preparing wonderful video profile of the entrepreneur. Thank you so much. I would also like to thank the coordinators of the event, Dr. Shrikant, Mr. Suman, for their efforts in organizing this event and ensuring its success. I thank Dr. Shailaja Hiremat for reading the citation. I thank my MOC for doing a wonderful job. Last but not the least, I would like to thank all the faculty members, non-teaching staff and students of KLS IMER for their wholehearted support and cooperation in making this 33rd Foundation Day a memorable one. Thank you so much.